y'all, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I actually handle Japanese beetles in my garden. We are now here in the middle of June. Japanese beetles are out and they are ravishing all of the leaves on my plants. So I'm going to show you guys the 3 ways that I use to try to treat and prevent for Japanese beetles. First and foremost, you definitely want to make sure that you are treating for grubs in your lawn. Japanese beetles actually start out in the grub form beneath the soil. I'll insert a picture so you guys can see what grubs actually look like. They're a small little round white worm shaped in the form of the letter C. So I'll insert a picture so you guys can see what they look like. I'll also insert some examples of grub killer that I use. I actually switch mine up every single year so that they don't get used to a certain type of killer. But you definitely want to make sure that you are treating for grubs as your first step. Secondly, I go out every single morning and every afternoon and manually remove the bugs from my plants. I know it sounds like a lot, but y'all, it's super simple and actually satisfying as well. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the mixture that I use, and then we'll get to plucking. So all you need is some liquid dish detergent. I use Dawn. You guys can use whatever you like. Put a few drops in. That's all you need, and some water. That is it, y'all. All you need is some soap and some water to kill these beetles. All right, you guys, so here is the first plant that I'm going to be treating today. Here is an example, if you guys have not seen what a Japanese beetle looks like. Here are 2 there that are chewing on my leaves, and they have a copperish green sheen to their shell. If I can get my camera to focus, there we go. So that's what they look like, y'all. And the best time to do it is early morning and in the afternoon. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my little soapy bucket of water, which I have sitting right here. And then all I do, it's gonna be kind of hard for me to film, but I'm just gonna try to explain this for you guys. I set the bucket underneath and just knock the bug down into the soapy water, and they immediately drown. So that's all there is to it. I go out here every single morning on my morning walk. It gives me time to just inspect all of my plants. I'm out here every morning anyway, so I just come out here with my bucket, knock off every single bug that I can see, and then I do the same thing in the afternoon. So I'm going to go ahead and knock these off, and then we'll move on to the next plant. So just another tip, I went and switched my gloves to a rubber-based glove just because sometimes they will stick to the cloth gloves, but just FYI, they don't bite, they don't have any type of like stingers or poke you, so you can really just pick them off with your hands if you want to, but I'm going to use my gloves. Alright y'all, so here's the next plant that I'm going to be treating, and this is usually the first plant that I come out here and treat just because I've been using this as my host plant. This is the plant that they have been chewing on the most, but now it does look quite scary because we had a hailstorm and it knocked off all of the leaves. So I have a few left and they are still eating these. This is my peach tree, and as you guys can see, this is the damage that they do. They just chew holes all through the leaves so that it really just looks kind of like a piece of lace at the end of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and knock them off of this plant, and then we'll just keep moving around the garden. y'all, so I just finished walking around my entire property, and here are all the beetles that I caught. Kind of hard to see because there's so many suds, but it's a lot in there. And so what I usually do is just let this sit out in the sun, let it cook, let them drown, and let them all die really, really well. If you guys see beetles sitting on top of each other, those are mating beetles. So you definitely want to make sure you get those. For every female beetle that you catch, you are eliminating the possibility of her laying 40 to 50 eggs. Each one can lay 40 to 50 eggs. So try to catch as many as you can. I know it's a tedious process, but y'all it really doesn't take that much, you guys. It's just something that you have to stay on top of every day to help eliminate that population for the following year. So I am going to let this sit, and just a heads up, if you let this sit for more than a day or two, it really does start to stink. Just a heads up on that. So I'm going to go ahead and set this out, and then I'll show you guys the third step that I do. So yeah, y'all, that's really all I do. It takes maybe 5 to 7 minutes out of my morning, and every afternoon I'm out here anyway, walking throughout the garden, inspecting things. Might take a few pictures while I'm out here with my bucket, but I just walk around the property, knock the bugs into the bucket, and I just let the bucket sit out throughout the day so they can drown. So step 1, treat for grubs. Step 2, manually remove the bugs. And then the third method that I use is I do use traps, y'all. And I did a ton of research, read a lot of reviews, and by far the traps that I use have the best reviews, and they have not failed me, y'all. So let me go ahead and show you the one that I use, and then I'll show you where I'm going to set up a couple more traps around my property. So this is the trap that I use, you guys. It's by Rescue, and this hands down had the best reviews. I actually kind of had a hard time finding this trap, so I ended up having to order mine online through Ace Hardware just because my Lowe's and Home Depot didn't have them in stock for some reason. But check your hardware stores. I'm going to show you guys the trap that I have hanging up already. It's been up for about 2 weeks, and how many beetles I've trapped in it. And then I'm going to hang up this one as well. Okay, y'all, so here is where I have my Japanese beetle trap hanging. This has been up for about 2 weeks now. And as you guys can see, like all of this dark area, and same thing over here, those are all beetles that it's trapped so far. So the way that it works is this little circle area up here is the actual bait. It kind of smells like citronella that you use for mosquitoes. So they're attracted to that, and they go down into the bag, but they cannot make their way out. So that's how the bag works. I have this one hanging, and I'm going to hang another one over on the other side of my property as well. All right, so I'm going to try and set this up with you guys. So here is the bag. It does say that it lasts 8 weeks, if y'all can see that there. And it does have instructions on the back on how to set it up. So all you do is you open up the flaps, hook them into these little slots here so that it stays open, and then slide the cartridge down over the slots. So I'm going to go ahead and take the cartridge out. There we go. All right, so I've got the bag open. You want it to be open in kind of like an X shape, and then these slots here actually slide into the little, I don't know if you guys can see that little groove down there. You just slide them up to keep the bag open. So I'm going to go ahead and lock those into place. You just pull it up like that until it clicks. Well, so I got the flaps in place, they're locked in, and I'm going to go ahead and slide the cartridge on next. So here's what the cartridge looks like. Just slide it out of here, and this slides down over the top just like this. And then you just snap it into place. Normally they do come with a little piece of string so that you can hang it. It hangs on this little loop right there, but mine for some reason does not have the string, so I'm just going to go get some twine really quick. All right, so I've got my twine attached, and let's go find somewhere to hang this now. Okay, so here is where I decided to hang my other trap, and this may be relocating in a couple of days. I want to go get one of those shepherd's hooks to hang it out like further in the yard, but this is the only place I can find somewhere to actually hang it. So we'll see how this does by the next few days, and if it doesn't catch anything, then I'll definitely be moving it. Alright you guys, so just an update on my beetle trap. I just hung this yesterday evening. It is now the following evening, and let's see how many beetles we've caught. Look at that, y'all. That is just in one day of this hanging. So when I tell y'all these are the truth, I did my research. These perform amazing. I will definitely leave these linked in the Amazon shop in my description box if you guys are interested. Yeah, y'all, I'm so impressed with these traps. So yeah, y'all, that is 3 easy steps that I do just to help treat Japanese beetles in my yard. I will leave you guys with 1/4 bonus tip. If you can get your neighbors to treat their lawn for grubworms, that will also help eliminate the population. So I have had conversation with both my neighbors on either side. They are on board, so hopefully next year it will have reduced substantially. So yeah, y'all, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're interested in following along for more. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.